Hi everyone, today we will learn how to model and bend these kind of bricks. We will start by modeling the plank, scale it down in Z, scale it down in X, and now let's create a cylinder that will work as a rope. Rotate it and scale it down, put it below the plank, and now scale it down a bit more, put it almost touching, and go to the plank, Ctrl A, apply the scale, and just copy the X size, and apply the rotation and the scale to the cylinder as well, and paste the value in X for it to match the plank. Then let's go to the pivot, put it as 3D cursor, Shift T to duplicate it, to duplicate the cylinder, and then S and -1 to mirror it. Then let's do the same for the y-axis, press move to the right, then Shift T, S, and -1 to mirror it. Then let's go to materials, add the material to the plank, and do the same to the cylinder. In order to clone the material to the rest of cylinders, select each one of them, and then the last one that has to be selected is the one with the material. Press Ctrl L and link materials. Now all of them have the same material. Go to modifiers and add an array to the planks. Make it 5, then the offset to 2, so you will leave an empty blank in the middle. Do the same with the cylinder. Add an array. This time we won't have any offset, so let's put it to 9. And merge to avoid duplicated vertices, as you can see in the vertex count. Now select each one of the cylinders and select the last one, the one with the arrays. Ctrl L and link the modifiers. In order to improve the quality of the bending, we will subdivide it. First of all, add a loop cut in the middle of the plank, so when you subdivide it will be distributed more evenly. Then let's do the same with the cylinder, but this time we won't subdivide it, we will only add 3 loop cuts. So press Ctrl R and with the wheel spin to get the 3 loop cuts. Then repeat the process with the rest of the cylinders. Once you're done applying all the loop cuts to the cylinders, select each one of them and apply the array modifiers. Then select the plank and do the same. Then select the cylinders and then the plank and Ctrl J to merge both meshes. Then let's go to the edit mode and the face selection mode. Enable the X-ray and select all the vertices and faces from one of the planks and so part of the ropes. Then try editing with the proportional editing enabled, and you will see that it gets deformed in a very weird way. Let's take a render so we will be able to compare it later on. Then let's move to slot 2, so every new render will be saved in another slot. Now Ctrl Z to cancel the editing, and we will do the same with the blend shapes. Let's go to the object mode and add 2 blend shapes, one for the base and then another one for the deform. Put it all up to 1 and edit again in edit mode. And then you can play around with the blend shape and you will see that the edit is exactly the same as if we were not using a blend shape, but that can be useful in the future, maybe for some other cases. Then let's try with a bone and see if with an armature it gets modified in a better way. Then just create an armature, place it at the beginning of the planks, go to edit mode, select the head and extrude with E until you cover all the planks. Then with the bone selected, let's go to the pose mode and enable auto IK. You will see that nothing happens yet, so what you have to do is to select the planks and with the shift left click in the bone, Ctrl P with automatic wave, and then when you move the bone it will move the whole bridge, but you will see that still the result is not good. If you compare with the first one, it looks a bit better because the planks are not deformed, but the ropes are still not following. To solve the previous situation, we will go to wave paint. For that, select the bones, then the bridge, and go to wave paint. To change bones, just click and select the bone, and you will switch the wave. Then go to the wave and apply some smooth, and then set limit to 3, or actually 2, it will be better. Then put the wave to 1, so you can paint in red, and that means how much the bone will affect these vertices. As you can see, the ropes were less affected than the plank, that's why they were being modified differently. So let's put the limit to 2, and do the same with the second bone. So you will have to paint in red the vertices that you want to have affected, and remember to remove those that you don't want to have affected. So if they were a bit green in a different plank, go to the wave, put it back to 0 and paint again so it gets blue and it won't get affected. Then if you go to the object mode and then we go to the pose mode with the bone selected and we rotate, we will realize that now the ropes are following properly the plank, so it looks much better. If you want to improve the quality of the bending, you can tweak a bit the texture paint, but for the moment that's enough, and here you have a comparison of the different strategies. Then there's one last thing to do. If you want to preserve the volume, you have to go to the modifiers and in the armature modifier just click on preserve volume. although in our case it won't really help, but the idea is that it keeps the area and the volume of the whole mesh. I hope you found this video helpful. Remember to subscribe for similar videos.